Hello comrade, my name is Dr. Poplov and I'm going to show you how to save money on every single contract in FM. In fact, I have one tip that is so sneaky that if you do it right, you might become so corrupt that FIFA will want to hire you immediately. I want you to remember that the goal of every contract negotiation is the same as the goal of the transfer negotiations from my previous video. You want to save as much money as possible. I want to start by talking about the squad status. It is something we often forget about, but the squad status will indicate what kind of wages the player or the agent will ask for. It makes sense that a key player will ask for more money than a youngster because a key player is obviously more important to your team in the short term. Also, players generally do not like short contracts because this brings them a lot of instability. Now this is a little bit different for smaller teams and for players near the end of their career. They're more likely to accept a short contract. But generally speaking, a short contract means you will have to pay the player a lot more because you're making up for that uncertainty with cold hard cash. Every time you enter a contract negotiation, I recommend lowering every single item on the list by a little bit, except for the agent fee. Most of the agents in the game are filthy swine and they will happily take reduced fees if it means they get a lot of money. Once you have brought down the initial demands, it's time to start fucking around with clauses and bonuses. If you're looking to purchase a child, then you should offer a low base salary and a lot of future incentives. You should look to offer a yearly increase in wages between 5 and 15% wherever possible. You don't want to go higher, but if you have to, you have to. You can also set a specific wage after appearances or international appearances, and this is very useful because if you know you're not going to use someone a lot, you know that you don't have to pay them a lot of money for a certain amount of time. So again, if you're signing a youngster, you want to offer a low base salary and a lot of future incentives to save yourself some money. If you've been following along since the transfers video, you know that this is in line with the transfer strategies I propose, and this really complements each other. Okay, so I'm going to give you my super duper sneaky tip right now, but I want you to remember one thing throughout all of this. If you're not careful about how you do this, you will royally screw yourself up. If you add a sell-on fee percentage of 50% on any contract, the likelihood of the other player signing is huge. This fee can be beautiful because it lets you lower all other fees in the contract. However, you should only use this fee for players that you are not intending to sell, so if you're signing a superstar or if you're signing someone near the end of their career, this can be a great fee to sign the player more easily, but if you're signing someone young, someone you want to profit off of, you will not make any money and you will lose money in the long term and this will screw you over. If release clauses are a part of your league, then you can also try putting a really high release clause like 120 million, 200 million, something huge and crazy, and then you can put on a sell-on fee percentage of 50% as well. The main takeaway here is that the sell-on fee percentage can be a huge asset for you. It can help you reduce the rest of the contract costs. And if you misuse it, then you're going to lose out on a whole bunch of money. Always think critically before applying it, because once you apply it and once that contract goes through, chances are on the next negotiation the player is not going to budge on the 50%. Another thing to remember is that a lot of players are not very loyal. They like to move clubs, so if they're going to move clubs in 2 or 3 years and you have that clause on them, that's no good. If this has made you a little bit scared of this clause, then good, because I want you to be a little bit scared of it. It's extremely powerful, but if you don't know how to manage it, then it's not good. But let's be realistic here. Us football manager players can be fickle sometimes. We don't like to stick with one save for too long, we don't like to stick with one club too long, so chances are, if you're a typical player that plays a couple of seasons with one club, these clauses will never really affect you negatively. But if you are the dedicated type of player, then just make sure you're thinking really hard before you're committing to the sell-on fee percentage. That is pretty much it for contracts, and you guys have been asking me great questions and offering great suggestions, and please keep doing that. Some of the most requested videos have been about training, about tactics, match preparation, scouting, and how to build the spine of a team. I want you to know that I'll be covering all of those topics from the basics to the super advanced stuff because I want to help turn you guys into master managers. I want you to be #1 in the Hall of Fame. So I humbly ask that you please subscribe to this channel for more FM videos, please share them with your friends, please keep the suggestions and comments flowing. I love talking to you guys about FM. Stay beautiful and have a nice day.